Well, joining us now with the rest of the week's travel news is James Wilkinson, managing editor of Wayfarer and HM Magazine, fresh from a trip to London and New York. But we will get to that in a little while. Firstly, in fact, we're seeing a new offering coming through next year, a new hotel when it comes to Sydney's airport precinct, the Felix Hotel. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, from the guys from behind 8 Hotels, one of the more popular boutique brands in Australia, and called the Felix Hotel. It's literally almost across the road from the domestic terminal, and going with a very Mad Men 1960s theme right throughout the hotel. We've seen a few renditions of what it's going to look like, but what we do know so far is 150 rooms, and it's going to have a rooftop bar overlooking the runway, which is going to be quite exciting. But finding fun getting a cool hotel near the airport. We've had all these big brand and corporate hotels, and finally something a bit more fun. It's been a long time coming.
Quite exciting having that bar overlooking the runway, but I thought kind of noisy as well.
It won't be too noisy. It'll be across the road from the terminal, so under the flight path a little bit, but something a little bit different. They're keeping the cards quite close to the chest, and we haven't seen too much yet of actual proper photos from the hotel, but can't wait to see it. But from what we've seen from mock-ups, it looks great. And they're going to have a few different room types. So they've got first class, business, premium economy and economy. I'm not sure how small economy is going to be. And the aviation theme continues with the conference rooms. One's called Boeing, one's called Airbus. So keen to see how the 8 Hotels guys do this. They've done a lot of great hotels over the years in Australia, and this should be interesting.
Absolutely. Now, staying in hotels, and hotel giant Starwood Hotels are actually rolling out a mobile check-in in its hotels throughout Asia. How does this function?
So what this is for SPG, which is Starwood Preferred Guest, which obviously was swallowed up by Marriott International last year. They still keep the rewards programs a little bit separate for the time being. So basically, this is the legacy Starwood brands, your Westin, Sheraton, St. Regis, 4 Points, Le Méridien, and so on. So basically, SPG members will be able to use their phone to open up doors in the hotels. So you'd need to be a member. You can join for free, and then you'll actually, when you check in, it'll be on your points, on your membership number. You'll get the phone and you'll pop it up to the door, and open it goes. So finally, a lot of hotel groups rolling this out globally, and Asia Pacific getting a lot of it actually, which is fantastic.
Of course, in terms of some of those brands, I mean, who are we looking to, and also, I guess, what's the advantage of this at the moment?
It just comes down to simplicity, I think, and you can do mobile check-in and then literally avoid talking to anybody. You go straight to your room. The issue of losing room keys, okay, which always does happen, but it's also with technology. This is something that has been around, to be honest with you, for about 10 years, and I think the cost was so expensive 10 years ago to do this. Now it's very easy to do it, and hotels rolling it out. We've seen Hilton do it, IHG do it, and obviously Marriott and Starwood do it, which is great. So.
Now, as I mentioned, you are fresh off a flight from your trip to both New York and also London.
That's right.
What are some of the places that you were able to check out?
So I had a look at 2 of the world's newest hotels. First thing in New York was the Mondrian Park Avenue, opened about 6 weeks ago in Nomad, so around 30th and Park Avenue, for those who know Midtown New York quite well. It's a 15-story building designed by Felix. Mondrian have got some great hotels around the world. We know in London and Los Angeles, they've got some fantastic hotels indeed. This one's got 189 rooms, and I really like the style of this hotel. It hasn't been designed too cool, too hip. It's been designed very functionally as well. So the TV, the technology is really easy to use. The beds are comfortable. There's nice space, and it's really nice interior design. There's artworks all through the hotel, and there's a great Mediterranean restaurant, Clio, which is serving more Greek Mediterranean, which we're seeing a bit of a takeoff at the moment. We're seeing fine Italian really roaring back, and we're seeing Greek coming through at the moment as well. There's a rooftop bar called 15 Stories, which also acts as like a guest lounge during the day. And even in winter, a lot of it's actually indoors. So it's more about being up in the high above the hotel. And underneath, there's a nightclub, as you would expect from a Mondrian hotel, and they're well known for that. So I was also in London at the Mandrake Hotel, which has to be, I think, almost the coolest hotel that's open anywhere in the world this year. You walk in through this almost dark tunnel. It's like you're going to a club, and you turn left, and then there's a little reception area. Right next to you, there's a bar, there's a restaurant, and then there's an open area. And then the hotel is actually built between 2 buildings. There's a huge open-air atrium with all these plants growing up and down the sides of the wall. So if you feel like you're in some kind of jungle in the middle, and you're in the middle of the West End in London, in Fitzrovia. So it is a very different experience. Quite a small hotel, it's only 30 rooms, and it's basically inspired by the medicinal and hallucinogenic properties of the plant of this kind. So it's a bit of a fun hotel. It's a little bit of a party hotel. But I really like the interior design of the rooms. The bar and restaurant's fantastic.
You can see some of that actually. Viewers can see that on their screens at the moment. It does look pretty unique. It's a phenomenal use of space. Also, the fact that particularly in London, such a built-up area, we're still finding new ways to be using that.
And it's also coming up with a new concept. I mean, if you look at what's in that area, you've got the Addition around the corner. You've got some of the Morgan's hotels around the corner as well. So people are used to kind of really cool hotels. They've just gone with something a bit different, gone very edgy with the design. And then Surge Restaurant is fantastic as well, which is more French focused as well. And it's kind of, they're having fun with that. This is a hotel design that I'd probably expect to be more somewhere in the jungle somewhere, to be honest with you, the way it's designed. You really feel like you're in a different part, and then you actually walk out, you're in the middle of Fitzrovia in London. So really great little hotel.
Now, on your travels to London, you flew BA and had the opportunity to see their new upgrade service offering. What were your thoughts on this? Did it pass the test?
It passed the test. It's a huge difference. Like, BA has gone from a business class that everyone knew kind of quite well into one of the best new business classes in the world overnight. They've basically put a brand new sleeper service in. Large pillows, mattress toppers, duvets, brand new, the White Company amenity kits. They've gone very premium with the White Company rolled out. They've never really had a sleeper service before. They've had a small pillow and a little blanket. So they've really gone for a huge difference on the sleeping side of things. And then with the food, it's restaurant quality food on board now. They've got these, from the way that it's even served, the crockery, the glassware, the big wine glasses now, the old, beautiful old-fashioned tumblers serving, asking if you want still or sparkling. But honestly, I found the quality of the food when I got on board, it's a huge difference. They've really upped the ante from a food standpoint. And this is probably the best upgrade we've seen to a business class cabin in a long time without changing the seat. They've realised that they've got all these seats on board their planes, and rather than rip it out and put a brand new seat in, that's how do we enhance the product. So they're spending in the order of £400 million at the moment to upgrade the business class experience, and that includes some of the lounges as well. But I tell you what, it's on New York, London at the moment, and it's being rolled out and across the rest of the long haul network about probably early to mid next year. And I flew back with the existing one, and you can see the difference is just huge. It's even just the service. I mean, they bring a trolley out now, and they serve the salad fresh, and then they have a dessert trolley. But then there's a big wine bucket there with the wines on ice in there. It's like being in a restaurant, and you all of a sudden look around and you're on a British Airways flight. So honestly, huge difference. The service has just gone through the roof. The staff said to me it takes a lot longer to prepare because everything is really finely plated like a fine dining restaurant. But the feedback apparently has been amazing, and I thought it was a huge, huge difference. And if they roll that out across the network, sooner the better. It really is amazing.
Well, just while we're talking London for a moment, I wanted to talk London Heathrow because we're actually seeing pay-as-you-go Plaza Premium opening in Terminal 5 over there. Where is it? How can you use it? And I guess importantly, how much is it?
Yeah, it's with the A gates of Terminal 5, so anyone knows that. It's on the main huge thing. And it's about £40 for 2 hours access. Keep in mind, it does include food, beverages, and showers and that kind of thing. So it already is quite a premium terminal. So if you are going to one of the food outlets, it would be good value to go to this lounge. Plaza Premium have had a really huge global rollout at the moment. And keep in mind, they're already in Terminals 2, 3, and 4. They've got arrivals lounges in those terminals as well. So British Airways has got amazing lounges in Terminal 5, but some people aren't members of their membership program, so they can't use those lounges. They had a new first entrance, which is amazing. But now there's another alternative for those who don't have the membership. So, and then we're seeing them obviously come to Melbourne as well, early next year as well. So Plaza really pushing with their global upgrade, but also too, the offering is really, really good. And if you're a premium card holder with a number of different banks, you already can get access. So better to have a look on the website and see if you can get it. You might already have access to it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Plaza Premium opening that second Australian lounge at Melbourne Airport early next year. James, great to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
And James Wilkinson was a guest of the Mandrake, the Mondrian and British Airways. Well, coming up on Business Class, Adam Ford will be joining us.